What's good, YouTube? My name is Mary Kay and welcome to Mary Kay Confidential. In today's video, we're going to discuss my 15-month LOC update. So if that's a topic that interests you, please stay tuned. Okay guys, so I have a confession. After my year mark, I kind of got lazy about documenting my progress. I guess because I'm used to my LOCs now, I don't think to take pictures. If you did not check out my 12-month update, I'll make sure to link that down below in the description as well as somewhere up here so you can take a look and see my month-to-month journey from day one all the way to my 1-year mark. Well, in that video, I told you guys one of my goals for this year was to retwist less often. Before I was retwisting once a month. Well, I waited till about 13.5 months before I did my next retwist, so roughly about 6 weeks. And I waited about 6 weeks for this retwist. So here we are at 15 months. What I have noticed from stretching my retwist longer is number one, I might be tripping, but I feel like my LOCs are a little bit thicker. But I also noticed that my LOCs were kind of marrying at the roots just a little bit. I'm still gonna try and stick with maybe every 5 weeks, maybe not stretch it as long as I stretched it, but we'll see. Because I didn't document as much between month 12 and now, I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes. So I had a few people ask me, well, how do you go about your retwist? I don't think I do anything special, but I'm gonna show you a little bit of my wash day. Now this was kind of a deluxe wash day. Not only did I wash my hair, but I steamed it as well as did a deep conditioning treatment. So I did a lot on wash day. My fingers are still angry. I am going to let my hair down and give you a full 360 as I do in all my LOC updates. However, that will be towards the end of the video. Right now, I'm gonna take you behind the scenes. All right, guys, so I am getting ready to wash my hair and do my retwist. I am 15 months locked at this point. As you can see, I put on a little edge control for y'all, but your girl really needs a retwist. You see that? And it's always the front. The back doesn't do as bad, but the front is always giving me a run for my money. Well, today I'm going to do a little above and beyond my normal wash day. Normally I just do my wash, I let the a light conditioner sit in my hair, and then I rinse it out and proceed with my retwist. But today I want to really focus on moisture. A long time ago, as a loose natural, and by a long time ago I mean like 4 or 5 years ago, I used to steam treat my hair with every single wash. Well, that steamer kind of broke down on me. I had it a long time, so it just kind of broke down. So I got a new one. This one looks the same, but it's like a different brand. I have the Beautiful brand. I don't suppose they still make them, or maybe they sold to a larger company, but that's the one I have now, and it looks exactly like the one I used to have. And on this side, I have my tried and true hair dryer. I'm going to do like a deep conditioning treatment and sit under that as well. I don't have any plastic caps, or if I do, I can't find them. So I'm going to use a grocery store bag. Don't judge me, okay? It's called improvising, okay? Speaking of improvising, as you can see, my stool sits way too low for these counters. So what I'm gonna do to improvise is I'm going to use my ironing board. So the beautiful thing about using an ironing board is you can keep adjusting it to your height. So I switched to a folding chair because I want to get the best height. So I think this is probably as close to the height as I'm gonna get it. If you've never seen your hair, you have to be very careful, because if there's too much water in here, if you go past the fill line is here, and I fill the water to just below. Because if you do too much, if you fill it too much, once the steam is ready, it's gonna start bubbling out right here, and you're gonna burn yourself. So I always like to get the steam going first before I even sit under it, just to make sure you're not burning yourself. All right, so I'm gonna get my wash started and I'll be right back. All right guys, I'm done with my shampoo. I'm about to start the steaming process. I put on my scalp treatment as well as this hydrating mask I had a sample of, I've never used before. So I only focused on the roots, and I'll focus on the actual locks when I do my deep condition. So I don't know if you can tell, but the water is boiling. It's almost ready. And right now I'm kind of waiting to make sure the water doesn't spout out right here. Cause yeah, you just have to really be careful with steamers. You know, I told you I used to have a beautiful hair steamer, so I still have this, and voila, it seems to be the perfect level of water. There's a little vent at the top, so we're just gonna close the vents off so that the steam comes down. And I'm going to use this beautiful, and it's just gonna go around here. So it's basically protecting you because this water is super hot. Be careful not to get these stuck on your locks. And I'm actually gonna turn it backwards to make sure that that does not happen. All right, so I think the steam lasts about 15 minutes roughly. Of course, you can always add more water if you want. You can like use ponytail holders and like get more of your hair into the steamer, but I want to focus on my scalp. And I'm looking for my phone, but I'm recording on my phone, so alrighty then. All right guys, so I am going to sit under the steamer. I think it lasts about 15 minutes, and if need be, I will add more water, and yeah, I'll be back. Saw me doing the steam treatment. Always refill the water and start the process over if you want to steam your hair for a longer period of time. All right guys, so we are on the final step. I'm about to sit under the dryer. I have a lightweight conditioner in, and I'm always just amazed at how much my hair has grown. I have not been retwisting every month like usual. I almost skipped this step because I'm tired and I'm ready to like go ahead and get the retwist process started, but you know, we made it this far, we might as well finish. So earlier I told you I have no idea where my shower caps are. I feel like I have a whole pack of them somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So we're going to use a grocery bag. Don't judge me, okay? It's a judgment-free zone. I'm simply just gonna wrap my locks in there, make sure we got them all. And it looks like we got everything. And I'm just simply going to tie it. So if you find yourself in this predicament, you wanna deep treat your hair, but you're out of shower caps and you don't feel like going to the store to get some, then this is what we're gonna do. And so I'm trying to tie a knot, but not get my hair in it. All right, so we're just gonna take the handles and tie a little knot. All right, all of the locks are inside. We are going to sit under the dryer for, I don't know, 15 minutes. Then rinse this out and get my retwist started. Shower cap, grocery bag, does the same thing. Instead of recording the entire retwist process, I decided to just show you the last few rows because it's the same concept. With all of my locks, I use the same method. All right guys, so as you can see, I have retwisted the majority of my locks. I have about 3 rows left to do. As you can also tell, I only clip the roots. I do not clip my ends. I used to in the beginning, which it does help elongate the locks, but because I have a little bit of hang time now, so I don't bother with clipping the ends, plus it decreases the amount of time that it takes me to retwist. Now, as you can see, I am using a lock gel. It looks thick, but I promise you I've had zero buildup with using this product. If anything, I experience some lint buildup sometimes in my back row, but I have not experienced any product buildup. I only use gel on retwist day. And what you see me doing at the moment is just cleaning up my parts a little bit. The last time I did a retwist, I did not focus heavily on my parts, which is probably what caused the locks to kind of marry a little bit. But I prefer the manicured look to my locks, so that's why I'm taking my time and really cleaning up the parts this time. I promise you I'm usually not this extra about my parts, but you know, sometimes I like to go in and just clean them up really good. And what I'm doing right now is just checking the locks individually and just making sure I have enough gel on each lock. You'll see I only do about 2, sometimes 3 turns down the lock, and that's it. I used to retwist the entire lock, but I am trying to make sure that my locks are nice and thick, so I only retwist at the roots now. Also, as you can probably tell, I usually clip some of them out of the way until I finish all of the ones that I want to put in that particular clip. Normally I clip them at 2 at a time, but the front rows kind of get a little tricky. So some of those I have to clip 3 at a time. And that's it, guys. That row is done. So we have 2 more. Just going to repeat this same process. As you can tell, I'm really taking my time with this process. Be careful. You don't want to snag your locks. If a strand is way too into the lock and you can't easily separate it, then just let it be. So every time I retwist my hair, I'm coming up with something different. With me, I always have a hard time with my little baby hair staying in the front row of my locks. So that's why you see me grabbing a little edge brush this time, trying to get all those little hairs into the lock. And again, you see me clipping some locks away from the root until I get done with the ones I want to be in that particular clip. All right, guys, we're almost done. We're on the last row. What you'll see me doing right here is I have never cared for a deep part, regardless of what kind of hairstyle I had at the time. I do not like deep parts. They look nice on other people, but I don't think they look all that great on me. So I typically do this row 2 in each direction. When I tell you guys, I was so excited to be on these last 2 locks. Oh my goodness. What you will find with locks is once you're towards the front, most of your hair is already dry. Not necessarily the roots, but the actual locks are typically dry at this point. What I like to do is sit under a bonnet style dryer for at least 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. I notice the longer and thicker my locks are getting, the longer I need for dry time. But that definitely helps to go ahead and speed up the process, but it's not exactly direct heat. It's with the bonnet. And there you have it, guys, all done. I'm always excited to see how much they have grown. It's always good to go through your locks and shake them out. Although I just washed my hair, you can still get dust particles in your hair every single day. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that 360 turnaround, as well as a comparison from month 12 to now. Again, I apologize for not keeping detailed records between month 12 and month 15, but you can definitely see the progress that the locks have made. So this was my first length goal, was to get a really nice full bob, and so that's where we are. Unless I cut my hair in the future, it's always going to lay in kind of this layered look. That is because one of the last times I got my hair done before I had locks was a blowout, and she cut my hair into layers. So my hair still kind of has that same shape from that cut, and I actually like the shape, so I probably won't change anything about it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to comment down below. You all know I respond to all comments, so definitely feel free. I'll see you in the next video.